I was on Google the other day looking up the hours for a Walmart, and I came across the popular times tab, which basically told me the busiest and deadest hours of this Walmart, and it sparked an idea. What if I went to a bunch of typically busy stores and places, but at their deadest hour? Well, that's exactly what I'll be doing today, so whether it's the first hour that the store is open that it's dead, somewhere in the middle of the day, or the last hour, we'll be checking out the deadest hour. We have a lot of places to get to, though technically it doesn't matter when we go because nobody's gonna be here during these times, but I'm excited. I'm at Starbucks right now, and according to Google, 5 a.m., which is when the Starbucks open, is the deadest time. I thought it'd be at like 1 or 2 p.m., but apparently 5 a.m. is still a little too early for people to get coffee, but they are open and this is their deadest hour. From the outside, the looks of it, I mean, there's maybe 2 cars total, so I'm guessing these are the 2 employee cars, because just peeking in right now, I don't see anybody in there. Kind of looks a little bit scary. We did see one person though go through the drive-thru, so I do think there's a little bit of activity, but it is still quite early to have people in here, which is why it's the deadest, and it is the deadest by far. So let's go in, see what the ambiance is like, see what the service is like, and if we see any other people. Might be too early for an iced tea even. I don't think I've ever gotten a 5 a.m. iced tea, unless I had a flight or something. Oh yeah, there's no one in here. This is so strange. Hi, how are you? Can I have a venti black unsweetened iced tea?
All right, what else can I get for today?
That is all. Do you guys open at 5 a.m.?
We do.
Do people come in at 5 a.m.?
Some of them, depends on the day. We have a lot of blue collar workers who come through.
Okay. Yeah, we saw you were open at 5. We're like, wow, I thought it opened at like 6 or 7. It's early. I guess this is you, right? Oh no, it's not. It's actually a pickup order, interesting. But somebody else is coming to pick up a coffee this early. Just waiting for the iced tea now. There's some music going. They have like, pretty low though. I think it's typically louder, I'd say, like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. when I typically go to a Starbucks. When it's dead, it's very clean in here, because I guess like no one's been in here yet, so technically it's like the cleanest it'll be for the day. So that's another thing I noticed. They do have full staff here, so it looks like 3, maybe 4 employees are working. Nobody's gonna come in. I showed you the pickup order, but outside of that, maybe there's a little bit of drive-through activity, but we were just talking to the cashier and they were saying that sometimes this could be busy, but in general, it seems to be the deadest. Thank you. Drink secured. One of the good things about going to a Starbucks at the most dead hour is that the service was incredibly quick. So this all took about 90 seconds. Everything you saw was like a 2-minute continuous live stream basically. So very efficient. Let's see if the drink is good. As good as ever.
I knew you were gonna say.
Thank you, you too. Also, while it's dead, I actually got like an exit outro, have a nice day, which you don't typically get. Usually it's when they hand you the drink, that's when they say their goodbyes. I got a true goodbye, so it felt a little bit more one-on-one. So while it's dead, I mean, they certainly white glove you a bit more. Felt very good overall. Like I said, drinks were great. Ambiance was pretty enjoyable. Just like a night shift, people coming through, kind of graveyard shifty feeling there, but I liked it. Kind of reminds me of like a Waffle House too, with like the glass opening. You can kind of see through it and stuff, like we're in a cage. But I loved it. Starbucks at its deadest hour, that's what it looks like. We're currently at Lowe's, which opened at 6 a.m. Right now it's around 6:30, and we'll be going inside because it is in fact the deadest hour. Despite closing at I think 10 or 11 o'clock, that's not the deadest time. It's actually in the early morning, which you'd expect a lot of these blue collar people to get up and go to their Home Depots and Lowe's earlier, but no, 6 a.m., this is the dead time. So let's go in, see what the demographics look like, assess the ambiance, and I want to check if my Olipop and my shirt are still in the display items. Let's go. I've never been to Lowe's so many times within a week in my life. This is my 4th time, I think, at Lowe's in the past 8 days, 9 days, because we filmed a lot of display stuff here for a different video. Oh yeah, no, they're open. They're actually vacuuming the carpet here. Hello, good morning. So we walked in and they were vacuuming the carpets, so this is still like, you know, don't expect people to come in, I guess, yet. I don't see anybody off rip, but again, right off the bat, I want to see if some of these items are still here. So it has been 10 days. This is where my blue polo, when I worked at Walmart, should be in. It's not there, unless it was in this one. It has been 10 days since I put this polo in here and it remains. That is insane. I guess they truly, are like customers not going in here? It's one thing for the employees to not open it up, but is nobody going in and finding that a bit strange? All right, I guess it's gonna stay in there even longer. Let's check on the Olipop in the fridge. That is actually crazy. I thought that wouldn't survive 24 hours, let alone 240 hours. Okay, I think the fridge is, I believe this one. It was in the freezer. If this Olipop is in here, it's probably exploded at this point because of how frozen it is. Oh, wrong one. I think it's this one, yeah. Oh, it's gone. The Olipop is actually gone. It looks like the Olipop at some time between like the 3rd and the 9th day was taken away. That's good. It probably had like a little explosion in there, so somebody had to clean it up. So I'm sorry about that if that's what happened. But one of the 2 items is still there. So that shirt perseveres, Olipop, not so much. This Lowe's is so empty. I want to see how long it takes to find a customer here. Okay, 0 so far. Is there literally nobody? Basically looked at every aisle. We were just near the display fridges, so no need to go to appliances. I actually don't think there's a single person in here. And it's like 6:40 right now, 6:45. I don't think I've ever been in a store like this with 0 people in. Well, while I have the Lowe's to myself, what better thing to do than drill? That was fun. Why does Lowe's sell clothes? Carhartt flannels? I guess that's kind of cool. You wouldn't see this in a Home Depot. Because the people who shop here, let's be real, this is what they're wearing. Wait, they have like an entire apparel section? Wow, vests, sweatshirts, hats. Okay, Lowe's. This is like, this jacket tells me that you shop at Lowe's. This is a very Lowe's jacket, this workwear jacket. That's cool that they sell it. Bandana is too. But Lowe's, 6 a.m., 6:30, dead time, but quite a fun time. If you ever want to be in a massive store by yourself, this is the time and place to do it. I'm currently in Times Square, New York, which is one of the busiest places in the entire world. And as you can see behind me, there's not many here. And that's because according to Google, around 3 a.m. is when Times Square is its deadest. And that's exactly the time that I'm here right now at. Now, Times Square is so popular that it has 50 million people every single year visit it. And on average per day, it has close to 400,000 visitors. You wouldn't think so if you come at its deadest hour though, because I guess like 95% of that happens outside of this 2 to 4 a.m.-ish window. The first thing I noticed is that not every billboard is on. So the biggest billboard in Times Square is actually off. So I don't know if they just turn it off during the super late hours or what, but you're not gonna find an advertisement there. Maybe they didn't pay their rent this month for that. In terms of personnel, there's probably like 20, 30 people just generally here. You're not gonna see like the Spider-Man or like the people dressed up like Cookie Monster. I think they're like bedtime is right now. So it's mainly just like the real New Yorkers out and about, just kind of vibing, hanging out, and maybe doing some exchanges. I don't know. But we're gonna walk around. We're gonna see if anything is open because it doesn't really look like there's much. And hopefully we don't get ourselves in too much trouble. I see some people already are. I noticed there's a lot of street photographers here. Maybe it's a really good time to capture Times Square because you don't have a lot of the people here, so they can get really clear shots. And also it's just a vibey time. I honestly like 3 a.m. in Times Square. Usually the stairs are open so you can go up here and just have a good time, but for whatever reason they closed them. I don't know if that's a nighttime thing. Maybe because it's so dead they don't want it open, but can't go up there either. So the goal now is to find a store that's open or a restaurant or something like that where we can get some food. Dos Caminos closed, Olive Garden's closed, and even the M&M store is closed. I do see Krispy Kreme in the distance though. I have a feeling that's 24/7, so hopefully we can get inside of there because it'd be nice to have a donut at 3 a.m. Something you don't really see throughout the day is all this construction going on. I mean, surely it was going on during the day, so it's probably just like the timing of it, but they have a bunch of just massive excavators and cranes that are just down this entire street. All right, let's try Krispy Kreme. Oh no, it's not looking good. I thought for sure this would be open. No. So hungry, I really wanted that. Everything's closed. I guess I can get a food truck, a hot dog. You know, let's do that. Hey, what's up, man? Can I just have one hot dog? Thank you. Hot dog secured, $10 hot dog. I don't care how this tastes. That's obviously a ripoff, but you're in Times Square. You're getting a dirty water dog. What do you expect? Here's what she looks like. Burn marks and everything. I'm gonna use this as a hand warmer because it's kind of cold, so I'm not gonna actually eat it right now. We got an AI inflatable here for this bakery. Okay, so we looked up on Google and there seems to be a restaurant that's open till 3, and it's technically not 3 yet, and that's Raising Cane's. We're gonna go ahead and get some chicken fingers here. Hopefully they're open. It's like 2:50 right now, so there's not much time, but let's go ahead. This seems to be the only spot. Maybe McDonald's too. All right, let's hit Cane's. Looks like they're still open. So Raising Cane's with about 5 minutes till close, still has a lot of people in it. I'm assuming you're still able to order, right? We're gonna just get a single chicken finger. Now let's wait for our finger, and then we gotta eat it fast just because they're closing in 3 minutes. You mind if I leave my hot dog with you? Yeah. You can put it in your pocket or something. All right, single tender has been acquired. Crazy they even sell this. That is the saddest piece of chicken I've ever seen. Quality definitely goes down when you visit Raising Cane's right before closing at their deadest hour. So I'm not too sold on this Raising Cane's chicken, but I do see a Taco Bell Cantina, and I believe it's open. Yes, look at this. They're actually open till 5 a.m. So I'm assuming 4 to 5 a.m. on Google is technically the deadest hour of this Taco Bell. Here's the fact check right here, but this is basically the deadest hour of this Taco Bell, so can't get much deader than this. There's like 4 people in there. You know this place is usually busy because there's 10 kiosks here, and right now I'm the only person on it. So typically there might be lines of like 20 people putting their orders in. Times Square Taco Bell does not get more packed than this. But right now, no one's here. All right, we're gonna go for the chicken, bacon, and ranch street chalupas as is. Trust the chef. Let's see what the quality of the food looks like at the deadest hour. Do they just have some like beat chef in the back that does not know how to cook anything up? He's probably not even Mexican. Order has been placed. I'm hoping it's under 90 seconds, so clock begins. That was probably 30 seconds and I got this thing. So they definitely are they're working really fast and really hard during these times. All right, let's see what this looks like. Does the quality hold up? Oh, you get 2. It's kind of nice. I mean, yeah, it's exactly what I would expect, I guess. Michael's gonna give this a try. I'm dieting right now. 1 to 10, just give the quick number. What do we got?
6.5. I wish it was crispier. It's kind of like stale.
So just finished up at Taco Bell. Right now it's probably like 3:15, 3:30 a.m. It's certainly dead here. It does feel like the deadest hour. Not only was the Taco Bell dead, the Raising Cane was pretty dead, but Times Square itself, despite typically having 50 million people every single year and 400,000 per day, you wouldn't think so if you just happened to stumble on this place at 3 a.m. Look at this, in the middle of the Times Square street. No one's here. That's kind of cool. All right, guys, so that's Times Square at its deadest hour. No one's here. That's pretty much it. Let's move on. According to Google, the deadest hour at a Chili's is 11 a.m. as soon as it opens. So we are here right now at 11:01 a.m. and I am about to go inside and see whether or not that's true. Based on the outside, I'd say it's gonna be true. I wonder if the service is gonna be much faster because there's nobody else here. Or maybe there's parking in the back or something I'm not seeing, but I've never actually seen a Chili's like this. 11 a.m. officially open. The doors have been unlocked. Only people in here. Hi, how are you? 2 people.
I'm the only server right now, so I'm gonna have to keep you guys a little close.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay guys, we just sat down. We are the only person here and our waitress is the only server here. She let us know that she is the only person who's serving, so she sat us close to where the kitchen is. That's interesting. If you come in its most dead hour, it is reflected in the amount of servers, which makes sense. Place just opened and stuff, but so far, all as anticipated. Kind of cool being in a restaurant with literally nobody here. We're gonna see how quick the service is now though. Ambiance is fun though. Blasting music, vibes are high, stomach's pretty empty. So I'm gonna get some food. Can I please do the 6-ounce guiltless sirloin? All right, just placed the order. I got a steak, Michael got some crispy chicken tenders. So I think if it's under 7 minutes, I'd say that's extremely fast. So the timer's gonna start now. We're gonna see if at the deadest hour at a Chili's, you get a lot quicker service. Thank you. So we'll put the time here, but that was close, but I believe it was under 7 minutes because that was actually incredibly fast. So shout out to Chili's when it's dead. It looks like they do actually serve your food faster. Usually I'd expect a meal like this, a full-on little steak, to be like 15 minutes. It was definitely at least half, probably 6 minutes if I had to guess, but this is the official time. And then in terms of the quality, so if you were to get a steak, hypothetically, at the deadest hour at your local Chili's, is it better than if you got it at prime time? Yes. I think the reason is because it's not just being like kept under a heat lamp, just like warming always. It's just true off the grill direct to you. There's no backup or anything in the kitchen, so you get it directly off the grill. So in a sense, it's good to have the restaurant to yourself. We've been here for about 20 minutes. Not a single person has walked in and I'm loving it. All right, let me go ahead and eat this and then we'll get out of here, but that's what Chili's like during its deadest hour. The next spot I'm at is a movie theater, specifically Cinemark, and movie theaters are interesting because they don't have defined hours, so there is technically not a deadest hour, at least on Google, but I did some research and it looks like the first showing at a movie theater is typically the most dead, and right now it is 10:15 a.m. and the first movie is Wuthering Heights and Goat at 10:30 a.m., so I'm 15 minutes before the first showing, but interestingly, even though it's the deadest time, there's a lot of like school buses here, assisted living shuttles, and a bunch of other like group trippy sort of things that I guess are happening at this time. But in terms of normal patrons, probably not gonna be that many, but who knows? Maybe Wuthering Heights is gonna have a sold out crowd at 10:30 a.m. if you wanna wake up, watch some romance. All right, let's see what it looks like. Let's see if the popcorn's fresh and hot. Let's see if they're even serving food. And most importantly, let's see what the demographics look like. Just looking from afar, it is packed in there. There's like 20 people. This is more crowded than like 8 p.m. right now. This is their dead hour. Wow. In the next hour, maybe at 10 a.m. they don't turn the machines on because I don't think any of these kiosks work to buy a ticket. A little bit of an oversight. I guess when it's early, you're not doing your checks, making sure they're in place, that everything's working smoothly. So I'm just gonna purchase it on my phone. One good thing about movies this early is it's $10 for a ticket. Usually it's like 17. Wow, according to the seat map, I think these hearts mean the seats are occupied. There looks like at least 10 people in our theater, despite it being 10:15 a.m. And there's more people just coming in. So very popular. I'm actually shocked. Out of all places so far, I did not expect a dead movie theater to be this active. Tickets have been acquired and now it's time to get some snacks. Let's see if they're serving up some popcorn and maybe I can get some food too. I don't know if the grills are going at this time. Yeah, I don't think they're serving up any concessions that are off the grill just because it's too early or too dead, so the chefs aren't in right now. But usually they have their pizzas up here, hot dogs, things like that, but right now there's no hot food. Can I have a small popcorn, please? Do you guys have any hot food right now?
Only nachos, and then we have some hot dogs.
Okay, I'll just do the popcorn. Thank you. All right, so as you saw, the only hot food they had were nachos and hot dogs at this stage. I think there was like a power outage or something, so we had the same person doing concessions also giving tickets out. I have the QR code, so I'm good to go. So we are currently looking for the theater because we have a Wuthering Heights viewing at 10:30, which is the first official showing. But like I mentioned, I mean, there were so many people just waiting in line, so this is absolutely packed despite it being the most dead hour. All right, let's go ahead and find the theater because I want to see if there's actually that many people that are going to be in the theater or if it's just like bots that are buying it, trying to promote the movie further. I want to try the popcorn because this is the freshest possible popcorn. It's probably popped like 30 minutes ago. And it tastes fresh. It tastes as good as it looks. I'm a big Cinemark fan. Okay, Auditorium 5, This Is Us. I mean, just look, even in the theater, you can't see anybody entering any theaters. We're in like the top left corner, I think. So it's 10:35, which means we're into the previews. And by the looks of things, there's probably like 15 people in the theater, which is maybe 50% of the people we saw in the lobby, which makes sense. But if you expect to go to a matinee, the earliest showing at the deadest hour at a movie theater, you're definitely gonna see a lot of people. Jacob Elordi is so dreamy. All right, just finished up in there. So as you saw, the movie theater was not dead whatsoever. Movie theaters not only aren't dead, but even at their deadest hour, they're not dead. There was a lot of people here. I mean, as you could see, just look at all these vans and buses, assisted living, people with disabilities coming in early, people who can't be around, like a bunch of people to do stuff like public viewing, and then kids as well on that yellow school bus right over there. So that's that, fun. I'd do it again. Good discounts and stuff on the tickets. There you have it. All right, so according to online sources, Walmart, which is our next spot, looks to be deadest at around 6 a.m., which is right when it opens. I've never actually seen a Walmart completely empty, just a warehouse like that with nobody in it. So I want to see a video online to just kind of like understand what I'm about to walk into, because this might be historical here. Okay, I'm not dealing with these ads. Let me skip these. This is why I like using Opera. The video skip feature lets you just breeze right by them and you go to the end of the video you're watching, including ads. All right, so it looks pretty dead at this time, honestly. Yeah, this should be a good time to go. Wait, let me just check out the popular times chart to confirm. I can leave this video playing while I go with the video pop-out feature. Just attach it, and I can move it around inside or outside of the browser window. Okay, so yeah, look at the popular times. Does seem to line up. I'm curious now how this compares, though, to its competitors. So I'm gonna look up, like, Target, Costco, and these other guys. Let's use Opera's split screen function to see. All right, you can split 4 tabs, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Now we're cooking. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Looks like early morning. I love the look of this. Look at this split screen. This might be my favorite feature. And the browser is customizable because Opera has different themes as well. So here's the theme gallery here. They have Orbit, which is fun. Then Sonic, which is my second favorite. I mean, look how dynamic you can be. And it has animation, sounds, and more. So make sure to download Opera for free today by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. And thank you again to Opera for sponsoring this video. Now let's head to Walmart. Is it open? All right, we are here actually before they even opened, so I guess all the people we saw walking in were employees. All right, I actually think the other entrance is open. It's not even worth at this time to have 2 entrances open. That's how dead it is. They want to save like AC, I guess. They don't want us to be blowing out of this other door. Wow, and you go through the exit too. Look how empty. So Walmart is one of the most popular retailers in America. It may even be the most popular and crowded out of any retailer. So it is strange to see literally nobody in the store. I actually don't even see a cashier. So it is so dead and early that you can't even check out yet. This is the calm before the storm. So everything is nice and organized. Like, look how beautiful that is. All the shelves are just to a T. Look at this. It's a work of art. I wonder if there's any perks you could take advantage of being in here early. Last time when I was here and I was secretly working, I ended up going back there. Now they have it wide open. They are so sure that nobody is here at this time that they just leave their employee doors open, I guess. So that's what it looks like, that little stock warehouse back there. You could see that too if you come to Walmart at 6 a.m. Let's go down the electronics section. So far it is cool to be in the store basically by yourself. It's kind of like I rented it out, like a private shopping spree you kind of have. They got the Zamboni going at this time, so they're cleaning the floors still. Fresh streaks still at this hour. More and more people are starting to pour in now, so we've probably seen maybe 10 total shoppers. So it's becoming less and less dead as the hour goes on, as you'd expect. That might be the first customer of the day because he's going to check out. I wonder if they give him anything special. Reese's Oreo, they're just fusing anything at this point. It is strange that the only way to check out at 6 a.m. is self-checkout because the people who are typically here are older people who probably don't know how to self-checkout. With that said, I think we're actually booting up our first manual employee at the register. Bro, what is this Reese's Oreo? They're really pushing it. Walmart has all their Easter stuff out, even though we're like 2 months away. Guess I'll grab some stuff. Excuse me? Are there any registers open?
Are you paying with cash or card?
Card.
You want to go to register? Because I don't have any money in the register, that's why.
Oh, okay. It's just self-checkout?
Yeah.
Okay, I could use that. Okay, so I think right now just self-checkout confirmed, but she was actually willing to open up the register, which is nice. Let's go ahead and check these out. Pretty light shopping day overall. Just got a couple of the necessities. Walmart needs to get Apple Pay. It's the one thing Walmart's lagging on. Is Walmart ever gonna get Apple Pay? Do people ask that a lot?
Not yet.
Do you think they'll ever do it?
I don't know.
Isn't that kind of crazy? No Apple Pay? What time do you guys open at? 6? Okay, yeah, that's early. I didn't realize it was that early.
It's kind of chill around this time.
Yeah, it's really chill. Now we know. Oh, it's embarrassing. Let's try this one. And we are out. And notably, oh, there is actually, wow. We are the second people to get our receipt checked, which is cool. So anyone before that? Hey, how are you? Thank you. Still not open. It's about 6:30. We were in there for 30 minutes. This door is still not open, so it is still, I guess, qualified as dead because it's not worth them having that other door open still. But as we were leaving, we did see the greeter slash receipt checker. So they're starting to get all the people in place. It's still really dark outside because again, it is just like 6:20, 6:30 right now. Parking lot is still fairly empty as well. But yeah, at America's most popular store, if you go at their deadest hour, which happens to be at opening, that's what things look like. Pretty pleasant experience overall, honestly. I kind of like this trend of having nobody here when I shop. I'm currently outside of a grocery store that opened at 7 a.m. and right now it is about 6:57, so I'm hopefully going to be one of the first people in here because the deadest hour is the first hour at this grocery store. I thought it'd be super late at night, but turns out it's at 7 a.m. So we're gonna go inside. I wanna do a couple of things in here, get some fresh food perhaps, just see what the kind of produce looks like, and maybe I can be the first person on the deli line. Doors have just officially opened, literally. We saw people leaving on the other side. Look, we're getting greeted at the door. So when you go to a grocery store at its deadest hour, which is the first hour, as I mentioned, you get the white glove service. You get the handshakes, you get your own like custom greeter and everything. Wow, the 4th customer in the store. Okay, my plan, because I've never seen this before, I want to be the first person on the deli line. So you know how you get the number? I want to be number 1. Because one of the advantage of the deadest hour being the first hour is you could do these things. All right, we made it, we made it, we made it. Where's the thing? Where's the thing I grab? It's all digital now. No. What happened to the good old manual ticket system? I guess they got rid of it. Am I the first one?
It's not. I need shopping the machine.
Oh, it's not even ready yet? Okay, I'll come back. Thank you. Okay, unfortunately it wasn't even ready for me anyways, but I did technically talk to her first, so mark that as a win for me. So it's the deadest hour, so you're not gonna see anybody literally in the store, also because it just opened, but I wanna see how fresh the produce is. Like, was this grown this morning and just like freshly picked off of vines and trees? So let's go ahead and look at, for instance, the bananas. So do these bananas look incredibly fresh and new? I can't tell. One thing I'll notice though is even though it just opened, they didn't like refresh the inventory overnight, seemingly. Like look at this. This entire wall, again, despite it being 7 a.m., like the broccoli crowns, there's 2 left. So unless one of those 3 people in front of me just came in and just swooped everything, it looks like they didn't even really like refresh things. There's no romaine hearts, for instance. That's just the produce. Maybe they do that at a different time because they want to put it out as close as possible to the rush, which is probably at like 8 or 9 a.m. Because I do see a lot of their canned goods, a lot of these jars, like that is a full wall that is neatly with all the labels forward. So they seem to do it for some things, but not produce. But I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt. They probably just wait a little bit longer. I don't see any of the customers that we walked in with because grocery stores are so big, but there are technically people in here, but we're not gonna really see them because they're probably spread out or they're already left because we've been walking around for about 10 minutes now. Something smells good. I think we go to the bakery. There might be some fresh baked goods. Oh, here we go, bakery. Ooh, that is a good smell. Oh, I think this is it. I think we found the culprit. Some fresh chocolate chip muffins that are right here, and just an assortment of different muffins.
You guys upstairs?
Getting some muffins.
Oh, you take the video? Yeah, because we don't do that.
We wanted to get some fresh muffins, but unfortunately they didn't want us filming in there, so we just left. But you saw for the most part what things look like inside of there. Not fresh produce or anything like that, so not the greatest grocery store, but nonetheless, that's what things look like at its deadest hour. So Stop & Shop kicked me out and they didn't want to sell me a muffin, so I'm now at ShopRite, which also opened at 7. Right now it's around 7:25, so it's still within that window where it's the deadest hour, which means it's the freshest hour, so let's get a baked good. I'm really craving one now. I already see more people in here. It looks like 2 or 3 people. This isn't exactly at opening, so maybe that's expected. Oh, stumbled on the bakery immediately. That's always nice. Walk in and you're at the bakery. I came here for a muffin and it's staring me in my face. So these muffins look like they were made today based on the date. Ooh, here we go. They even have something better, donuts. They do have muffins here as well, but now all of a sudden I kind of want a donut. Different doors open when you go to new spots. I think I will go classic with a chocolate iced ring donut here. Why not? It's early, nobody's here, nobody can judge me. Let's get that. Red, white, and blue sprinkles for America. Just to show you how fresh ShopRite's baked goods are, look at the condensation that is on this glass here from the bagels. So they were freshly made, so the heat is still coming out. So you can actually see the different fog and condensation that's existing within that container. The produce section at ShopRite is so much nicer and more packed than the one at Stop & Shop. Like, just look at a visual of anywhere. Like, just everything is nice and full. Looks like they actually stacked the inventory upon opening. So at 7 a.m., ShopRite is actually doing its thing. So went inside the ShopRite, you saw what it looked like at its Deadest hour. I was able to ultimately get my baked goods, which is a donut. It looked good. Let's see if it actually tastes good though. All right, not gonna lie, it kind of feels disgusting. It's like very flaky. I wouldn't expect this out of a donut. Nothing special. Kind of regret doing that, detouring just to get this mid donut. I don't know if it's because it's dead, but this ain't hidden. Let's head to another spot. So right now it's 1:30 a.m. and we're approaching Grand Central, which is one of the busiest terminals in the entire world. But this place closes at 2 a.m., which means right now between 1 and 2 a.m. is technically the deadest hour at this busy terminal. So let's go inside and see what it looks like. I'm sure there's some people who still have to catch the last train, but inside typically has a lot of people, a lot of restaurants, things like that. Could be totally different right now, so I'm excited to see it. Let's go. So here you go. Open 5:30 to 2 a.m. and right now it is 1:15. Now they have an entire like food concourse. They obviously have all the tracks where the trains go on. Thought it was closed for a second. That said pull. Whoa. This place really is a ghost town right now. So they do have one of their restaurants open here, but let me show you what the Grand Concourse looks like, and then I'll overlay what it's supposed to look like during its busy hours. Wow, yeah, there's probably like 20 people in here at this point. Like there's the Apple store across, looks like it's closed. Good amount of people sleeping in here too. It's a pretty good place to stake out. I wonder if they actually kick you out at 2 a.m., but that's not the reason we're here. We're not trying to stay past closing or anything like that, but it's just interesting to see a place that's typically so packed, completely dead like so. We got the Ghostbusters coming out at night. Really cool in here at night. Oh, here's the ticket stand. So if you want to like purchase a ticket manually, this is where you'll find somebody. I'm a little bit confused because it's 1:22, but like I said, there's still some trains that are going out like at 1:47. So does that mean you can't buy a ticket for any of these trains? What if you have to get home before 6 a.m. for instance? You can't do it unless there's somebody in there hiding. Sir, is there any entrance here? No, this thing is vacuum sealed. Jeez, what are they hiding in there? Oh no, the cops. They still do have this place patrolled. There's like a fleet of maybe like 10 cops here. They're just monitoring. They're probably here to like push people out when it gets closer to 2 a.m. All right, let's see what else we have in Grand Central. I know there's a lot of stores and restaurants, so I want to see if anything is open at this time. And again, if there's any people that are looking to get some food. By the looks of this Grand Terminal area, there's not many people. I don't know, I thought that Grand Central or just any of these like New York hotspots, tourist destinations, commuters, millions of people coming through, I thought at its deadest hour, it would still be pretty popular, but it's not. Now this is the downstairs dining concourse. And again, this place gets absolutely packed. Because basically if you're here and you're waiting for your train and you want some food, this is where everybody goes. So like 90% of the traffic makes their way here, but you wouldn't expect it at this point, mainly because everything's closed. Let's see if there's any restaurant that's open. Maybe I'm able to get a quick bite or something. I doubt it though. I think there's less than like 3 people down here at this time. Oh, maybe we can go on a track as well, because some of the tracks look open still. So we're able to go down the track area here. I don't think there's gonna be a train coming, but you are able to see what things look like at around 2 a.m. at Grand Central. Sometimes they're doing maintenance, sometimes you'll see some rats, but what you won't see is any people. Hopefully it's coming soon. I don't know how this is overlooked during the day, but I guess you could see past the train tracks into like the janitor's closet or something. I see a lot of like Windex, Lysol, maybe there's some storage in there. So that's kind of cool. I feel like you typically wouldn't be able to see that during the day or during a busy hour just because there's so much commotion happening here. But it's nice, kind of eerie too, just like seeing these back rooms basically of Grand Central. Even that looks like some like dilapidated 2-bedroom apartment in New York City. Maybe you have the groundskeeper living there. Oh, so even here on the board, it says no trains boarding, find your next train here. So we're beyond now the last train out. Now there's no trains left. This place is just basically acting as, I don't even know, a holding ground for people who want to stay warm for the next 30 minutes. Nothing seems to be open. Typically there's like probably 25 restaurants down here. All right, yeah, so literally nothing is open, so you cannot get food or drink down here in Grand Central if you're here at their deadest hour. It's a shame, I was kind of hungry. The ceiling of Grand Central looks like Sistine Chapel. It looks like it was made by like a European architect. Must have been a sad Valentine's Day for somebody. So the subway's right over here, but I noticed a door that says the Hyatt Grand Central New York, this hotel. This is the colleague entrance, and it looks like it's cracked open. I guess that's where colleagues go to the hotel area. Ooh, they do have a market here. Maybe this market's 24/7? Grand Central Market. Let's see if it's open. It's not. Nothing seems to be open, so I think that's basically all we have here at Grand Central. So if you come in its deadest hour, there's not gonna be much for you to do. You can still kind of walk around, have some fun, look up and see nothing, but that's the extent of it. Right now we're at Target. Target just opened at 8 a.m. and this also happens to be their deadest hour. Now, interestingly with Target, apparently from 8 to 9 a.m. at certain Target locations, they have a special early bird shopper program for senior citizens and people who are immunocompromised. It started during COVID, so people who basically couldn't be around a lot of people in shop, they'd open their doors a little bit early or just designate the first hour for those shoppers. I don't know if this Target still has that in place, but we're about to find out. This may not just be the deadest hour, but could also be the deadliest hour. So let's go inside. Let's see what this looks like when it's dead. I love Targets. This should be fun. Okay, looks like the doors are officially open. It's 8:03 right now, so we're a little late actually. Or not. I saw people go in. I think maybe the exit is open. Oh, there we go. So far, just based on the clientele that's in here, doesn't seem to be super old. So I don't know if that policy is in state or if I'm just like breaking the law right now, because maybe I'm a little bit too old. It's like reverse, like you're going to a bar, but you have to be over the age of 65. Don't even see a lot of people though. So that's a function of it just being super early. One of the good things at being at a store when it's dead is that you get these games all to yourself. So you're able to play like the demos of all these different games. If you don't have a Switch, this is good for you. You can come in here and play. I know they're kind of limited though. They only let you play a little bit of each game, but you could still play games without being interrupted. Okay, I saw our first human there, our first customer, probably over the age of 65. So far, sample size of 1. It looks like that policy may be true. So the deadest hour, also the oldest hour so far. I do want to see actually, because I got this Starbucks at a different Starbucks. I want to see if this Starbucks will honor my refill while I'm in here. Because the official Starbucks policy is that you can only get a refill of your drink if you go to the same Starbucks store. It's a little bit of a side quest here, because I need to refill on my iced tea, because spoiler alert, we've been up very early for this video, as I'm sure you've seen so far. Oh, that's cute. They have a Target themed cake pop and a cookie too. Not an ideal discard date though. In fact, about 3 weeks late. Good, how are you? Am I able to get an iced tea? I have a cup here. I don't know if you do like a discount because I have the cup. This is from another Starbucks. Oh, you don't do like the refills?
No, he ordered a cup. Do you have the app though?
Yeah, I have the app.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
It sounds like
It's cute. Like it just screams my name. So it was a success. I was able to get my refill, which is a good sign. Now we're gonna continue to look for non-senior people here. Yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'd say it's like 50-50, so I don't know necessarily if this is like a policy that's in place, but oh, the Mecca. This is the greatest candy that you'll ever eat in your life. They make cookie dough Oreos. It's actually a pretty good idea. I wish it was just the chocolate wafer though. It was like a missed opportunity to really blend them. Oreo really does anything. I think they even have like cinnamon Oreos. All right guys, I mean, that's what Target looks like at its deadest hour. So this senior hour doesn't even seem to be in place. Maybe if your Target has it, let me know. But for the most part, this one seems pretty split down the middle with people sub and above 50 years old. I was able to get my Starbucks refill. So shout out to the Starbucks inside of Targets. Love y'all. Let's see what else we got. So I'm pulling up to Costco because Costco apparently opens at 10 a.m. and the deadest hour is the first hour, but they have an executive membership that runs from 9 to 10 a.m. where you can get early access to shopping. And right now, just pulling in, the parking lot is filled and there is at least a dozen people going in every 60 seconds. So I don't know what's going on here, but the busiest hour might be for the executives, like the pre-ordering of all your stuff that I guess happens here. I didn't realize that this was a big thing, but I guess people can get access to this membership by just paying like more money each month, but does not look like the deadest hour, at least from 9 to 10. So this is the executive member hours, so 9 o'clock, whereas all the normies go in at 10 o'clock. Like I said, 10 o'clock is the most dead hour, but I have a feeling it won't even be dead. So we are what, 3 minutes early, 2 minutes early, so we have to wait for exactly 10 o'clock to get in because the executive members, they really do treat them differently. 9:57, so 3 more to go. Officially 10 o'clock, so we should be let in now. Oh, wow, basically to a T. They run a tight ship here. Good morning, thank you. So out of every place we've been to so far, Costco, even in its deadest hour, is by far the most crowded. Like, it just opened. In fact, like, we were there 3 minutes before opening and there was a line out the door. And I guess what you're gonna see in here is spillover from the executive members. So even though it's the deadest hour, it's still gonna comparatively have a lot of people in just because of that separate hour that they do. And I think one of the biggest perks of coming to Costco at the deadest hour is getting as many samples as I want. And I previously did this, but now organically, there's gonna be no lines and hopefully they have full inventory. So hopefully they're out too, because it is early. So I wonder if they have the samples out at 10 a.m. That's also a question I have here. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here. It looks like just a normal weekday. Look at the line even. All right, let's look for some samples now. They should have stations pretty much everywhere, but I don't see any. Oh no, did we come too early? I actually think they don't do samples this early. All right, I'm checking if samples at Costco are out all day. No, Costco doesn't keep samples out all day from open to close, but they're available for a good chunk of hours. So they're usually mid-morning through mid-afternoon, 10:30 to 5:30. So we're about 30 minutes early. So if you want samples, do not come at the deadest hours because even Costco knows these hours are dead comparatively, and they won't put out the sample. I guess that's good to know. So at least there's something that you get out of this. I guess the only other thing to check is if the food court is open. Can you get yourself a double chunk chocolate cookie at 10 a.m. upon opening? Or do they just open it at 11 at lunchtime? So I guess this is all self-serve now. They have a kiosk for the Costco food court. That line behind me is crazy. There are so many people online. I just don't understand how Costco gets this busy this early. It's actually quite impressive. Double chocolate chunk cookie. I thought it was a double chunk chocolate cookie. Costco guys can't even say the right name, I guess. I don't know if I've ever had one of these like ultra fresh. Okay, cookie secured, now we wait. And even though it's the deadest hour, you could tell people are already starting to get their hands on the food. I guess all the executive members. There's the cookies right there, so I'm assuming I'm getting one of these 3 bad boys. Nice. That is a big cookie too. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
I'm like, he's taking a video, hold up. I'm gonna go on.
Thank you. Fresh as can be. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna just take a small bite because I'm watching my figure right now. The key is to go for the middle because you don't want the crust. It's kind of like a PB&J sandwich. Best part is in the middle. Let's see if these are better than the plug. Just truly elite. Is it better than the plug? Probably not, because the plug was like 9 out of 10. These was like 8.5 out of 10. Really strong cookie. All right, that's Costco at its deadest hour, if you could even call this dead. I'm currently outside of Barnes & Noble, and right now it is 9:02 a.m. because the deadest hour at this Barnes & Noble is at 9 a.m. I thought it'd be a bit later, maybe like 9 or 10 p.m. at night, but apparently it's right now. I guess a lot of the readers come sometime in the afternoon and the evening. With that said, I'm curious to see what a bookstore, what I think traditionally is already kind of like a dead store, looks like at its deadest hour. We're gonna find out right now. By the looks of things, it doesn't look like there's many people in there. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe they all walked here. Let's go inside. They also have a Starbucks in there, so I wanna see if that's open and if that's dead, and if they'll give me a refill on my iced tea. So far none. It's like a library in here. It's so quiet, it's crazy. I feel like I have to tiptoe in here. That's how quiet it is because there's nobody in here. I don't think I even saw a single employee. I heard a little bit of chatter near Starbucks, so there might be something going on at the cafe, but in this book area, nobody. Maybe in toys and games, it's a fun section. Cool that Barnes & Noble has expanded into toys a little bit, so it's not just books. Now, if you're a kid and you're coming in, they've kind of adapted to the new age. Do they sell tech? Like, can you get like a Nintendo Switch game here? So I found some video game adjacent Legos. So there's Lego sets of Super Mario, Sonic. So they're adapting a little bit, I guess. Robot car and drones. So there is actually some new age technology being sold here. This is the only Jack in the Box that isn't open, so I'm risking being very loud by doing this, but I want to open this up. I think it's going to take 2 rotations. Or more. I guess it's broke. Huh. How is that a kid's toy? That is crazy. Conditioning kids with jump scares. The Poppy Playtime pipeline. I found some puppets called Folkman's Puppets. Found some puppets here called Folkman's Puppets. I've never actually played with a puppet before, but you put your arm in here and then look at this. Hey guys, subscribe to Sambucha. Was that good?
Flawless.
Wow, they're still making Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Party Pooper. Over 300 million books sold? That's like Bible numbers right there. I know they made the movie. I've never actually seen it. Is it good? Let me know. All right, let's see if I'm able to get a refill. Gotta get this down first. This is like the deadliest duo in history. These two back to back, this is like Shaq, Kobe. Like that is insane that these are just right here in front of me. It's like calling my name, but I'm not gonna do it. I was just saying, am I able to get like more iced tea to top off, or just even ice or something in it? Because this is from another Starbucks.
Yes,
but
Starbucks is Bar and Smoke.
Can I just get some ice then?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Thank you. All right, so I was able to get ice in my drink. I thought it was like an official Starbucks, but I'm really happy that I was able to at least top this off. And that's Barnes & Noble at their deadest hour. Kind of what I expected. I'm currently outside the only Apple store in the entire world that's 24/7. It's here on 5th Avenue in New York City, and this one is 24 hours, so it technically does have dead hours, and as you'd expect, it's right now at 2 a.m. So we're gonna go in and see what people need an iPhone at 2 a.m., what this looks like, if there's even employees there, and anything else like that. I've never actually been in this Apple store, but it has a really iconic transparent outside, but the store itself is actually down below, and I think it has trees and stuff. A lot of like flowers or something. I don't know, I've never been inside, but look at the outside here. It's really cool. Benches, I guess. They're quite the interesting design to have like UFO shaped benches. Actually down below through the bench, you could see the Apple store. By the looks of things, there's nobody in there, but we're only seeing a very small portion. So let's go in and see if it's as dead as Google says it is. All right, we are inside now. There's surprisingly a lot of people in here. There's at least 20 people. Maybe half of them are staff and then half of them are actual customers. I mean, this side's completely empty. I'm just curious, like who's here at this time? Why are you here? So it's about to be 2 a.m., which is officially the deadest block in this Apple store. So I expect everybody to disappear basically in the next minute. So I guess they close half the store. So this area, look, they even have like Keurigs, and is that a coffee making machine or is that a 3D printer? I mean, it makes sense. They're gonna have like half the staff that they have during the day. Planted some trees. I wonder if these are real. Knowing Apple, probably, right? Feels fake. Guess it's a good time to check out some phones. There's a video. The classic. I think that's the stage where they'll do a lot of announcements and sometimes keynote speakers will come. I thought it was gonna be a ghost town. I'm just so surprised there's this many people here. Imagine working the night shift at the Apple store. It's such a niche position. Yeah, what are you doing at the Apple store this late?
I broke my phone. And I needed a replacement ASAP.
I like that this Apple store is welcoming for people who need to charge their phones, because right behind this like wall of leaves, which I'm pretty sure are fake, they just have chargers, MagSafe chargers that are out. So you just plop it on, charge your phone, and sit in a pretty comfy seat, even though it doesn't look like the charger's even working. All right guys, so that's the 24/7 Apple store at its deadest hour, which is like 2 to 4 a.m.-ish. Based on that guy who we spoke to, it seems like most people there are just there for appointments, like emergency, I need my phone fixed situations, which makes sense. There was definitely more people than I thought, so I guess a lot of people have emergencies, but not that crazy when you think about it, because basically everybody in the United States has an iPhone, and if you don't have one. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let me know which one of these was your favorite. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe me where we're out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.